Hey, I want to give you a quick tip on how to get your medical records almost for free. So there's two ways of getting your medical records. You have the right under federal law called the HITECH Act of 2009 to ask for your medical records in the format of your choice. So there's two formats. One would be a paper copy of the medical records, which is sort of the old traditional way, just getting paper medical records. The other format would be to get the medical records in electronic format, which would be to get the records on a CD or a flash drive. Here's the important distinction. When you get records in paper format or print format, at least in New York State, they can charge you a photocopy fee of 75 cents per page. And if you're talking about 500 or 1,000 pages of records, that adds up really fast. The invoice could be $1,000 or $2,000 or more. So it's never a good idea to ask for your records in paper format. You always want to ask for the records in electronic format, and that is your right to do that. So when you get the records, ask for the records in electronic format. The maximum fee that the doctor or the hospital can charge you is $6.50 under the HITECH Act of 2009. That's it. Now, there are ways they can bump up that fee a little bit, but generally that's what they charge, $6.50. Now, what happens if the hospital pushes back and says, no, we're not going to give you the records in electronic format. We're going to give them to you in print, and we're going to charge you the photocopy fee for these records. Oh no, you tell them, I have the right under the HITECH Act of 2009, that's a federal law that applies in every state of the country, to get the medical records in the format of your choice, and the format that you're choosing is electronic. You have to be very forceful and insistent, because otherwise the hospital will ignore you, and they will send you to a third-party medical record retrieval company. The one that's most well known is called SciOx. They're in Florida, and they will charge you exorbitant fees for photocopying. They won't give you the records in electronic format. But let's say the hospital says, forget you. We're not giving you these records in electronic format. Get in line and get the paper copies like everyone else. What you would do is you would go above the person and you'd say, may I speak with your supervisor? Because that person, in theory, should know that you are entitled under federal law to get the records electronically. Let's say that conversation goes nowhere. Then what you do is that you file a formal complaint with the Department of Health in New York State or in your state. And then what you're going to do in your letter that you send to the Department of Health is itemize all the contact. You basically summarize all the contact that you've had with the hospital, and that the hospital is refusing to give you the records in electronic format. And then you CC at the very bottom the CEO of the hospital, as well as their medical records department. Because when they see that letter, they're going to be like, oh man, this person is giving us a hard time. We're going to have to just give them the records to get rid of this person. So that's a quick and easy way of getting around any objection that they may have. But just to keep in mind, if the hospital or the doctor's office is refusing to give the records to you in electronic format, that's more the norm than the exception. Many people, including our law firm, deal with that problem all the time. Now, here's a little special tip I can give you. If you have a lawsuit that has been filed, then you can subpoena the medical records. So, for example, in New York State, there's a subpoena fee of $15. The subpoena would be accompanied by a release authorization that allows you to request the records, or your attorneys to request the records. And then all the hospital or the doctor would be entitled to is the subpoena fee. They're not entitled at least under New York State law, to a photocopy fee, so they can't charge that. This works every single time. So if you have a lawsuit pending, then your lawyer would have the ability to serve a subpoena on the hospital or the doctor and get could be hundreds or thousands of pages of medical records for the subpoena fee of $15. That's a really good and quick and easy way to get around a hospital that is ignoring the law. So if you have any questions, give us a call. I'd be happy to speak with you. Our number is 845-303-1000. My name's John Fisher. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment, I will respond.